Hey, my New Life people. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a great day. I take Fridays off. Got a nice hickory fire going in the fireplace, warm while it's like 77 degrees out there. Not the flip on, flip off fireplace because I need to contribute to the environment and make the neighborhoods. Most of you should be aware by now that this is what they're projecting between Friday and Sunday. If this all comes true, going to be very sketchy. Hope you've had a chance to get to the store and get what you need to be potentially shut in for a few days. We are obviously watching all this as far as Sunday and service on Sunday. And I will say the odds are that we're going to cancel service. You will hear from us by text or on social media by noon tomorrow at the latest. So you'll be hearing. And the only reason we haven't pulled the trigger already is, number one, we don't take lightly canceling, postponing services because anytime we can gather on a Sunday, we want to do that. We need to do that. It's important. It's valuable, and it matters. And the second thing is, there's a handful of us that we were there 9 years ago this week when we launched New Life, and we had promoted and advertised for the weekend we were going to be launching. And then the Saturday before, they were forecasting like 8 to 10 inches of snow and a blizzard, and you won't be able to travel the roads. Made the hard decision, canceled service, moved it to the following Sunday, and then we didn't get a single flake. So I might still be a little bitter about that. But also, I would ask for you to pray for me. Specifically, I'm actually scheduled to fly out of Wichita on Sunday at 12:45 p.m. to go to Chicago, which, by the way, the weather in Chicago is going to be nicer there than it is here. It's going to be actually far more brutal here. Still going to be cold, but nothing like here. So as far as the snow and all that. And the whole purpose for me going to Chicago, flying out Sunday and then scheduled to come back next Friday, is it is the annual gathering of our denomination, and it's a giant celebration. So there's worship services, there's teaching and learning, there's breakouts. There's going to be leaders, part of the denomination from all over the world that are going to be gathered there, and it's an opportunity for networking. I've already got a meeting scheduled with some leaders to talk specifically about New Life, the journey we've been on, some of the challenges we're facing, some of what we want to be able to do for the future, how the denomination might play a role in that. So all that to say, it's a fantastic week, and with lots of different opportunities, growth opportunities, networking opportunities, just an opportunity to worship and celebrate and refresh. So I would ask for you to pray that the travel ends up not complicated and hijacked because of the weather, and that able to get as much of that experience as possible. So then the last thing is, if you were there 2 Sundays ago, you may have had an opportunity to meet a fantastic young couple that visited, and it was their first time, and their names are Amos and Peace, and they are here from Nigeria, and they've been in the United States for just about 2 years, I think they said, about a year and a half. Actually, he had to come like 5 months later. But Peace is doing her pediatric residency with KU Med, but here in Wichita, and then her husband Amos, he is supposed to start his residency next year. And they visited New Life, and I followed up with them, and I got a response, and I just wanted you to be able to hear their first impressions of New Life. They say, it was really lovely meeting you yesterday. My husband and I are so glad we came to service. It was truly impactful, and everyone was so warm and welcoming. And I followed up with them, and we scheduled a dinner. We actually had dinner a couple nights ago, and then we messaged each other afterwards, and they sent this. They said, "Thank you so much for a really amazing dinner. We both had the best time. Personally, it felt like a welcome to Wichita party, and I loved every bit of it. It was so beautiful to experience God's love through you, and there's no doubt in our minds that we are now where God wants us to be at New Life." They said, "One of the greatest desires of our friends and family back in Nigeria was for us to find a church that we can call home. I am truly glad that God answered. Thank you for shining the light of Christ." And I'm just telling you, these two people are two individuals, like, you can't help but be in their presence for about 5 minutes and just love life more. So if you get a chance, make sure you introduce them and welcome them. And you'll be hearing from us about whether or not we're gathering this Sunday. If not, then we'll be back again the following Sunday. Either way, we're going to be continuing our series, Time of Your Life. Invite a friend. So love you guys. Be praying. Have a great weekend. All right, bye.